company calls it, the dispatcher, they have to go.
I wondered if you guys responded or if they said, well, he's got to call and talk to the manager over there. Well, it is on the keyboard. We do burn things.
They just changed.
You see a lot of dead bodies got placed lights out. It's pretty scary.
Or the bugger ram.
We wouldn't have ways.
This is the worst year I've ever seen.
He's
Well,
like,
yeah, it's fun though.
started on that. Just ran out of paper. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my master, they can't have that. Yeah.
All Saturday.
That's here too, so. Yeah, for covers.
Okay, so get over.
Sorry.
We could be into it. It's on the new one. Oh, on the new one. That's what got the other one. Yeah. Oh, okay. Someone else.
I wanted to back up.
Well, that's where I wanted to mention what it was.
You want some more chairs? It's at the clerk's office. Yeah, just for a check. I took it with me on vacation.
Perfect, good work.
Big pen, yeah. You're ready? I take it down.
Walton Fair type grandstand.
Yeah.
Forget that.
Yeah.
That's a very successful trip.
Yeah. Well, I looked at the way you set up different arenas and there's a rodeo. Where they want to do it, you know, different, there's somewhere they did a big square. There's other words like egg shape.
You set up the next board meeting. You have to say, okay, now we have to go
All
there.
rise for the
You
pledge.
can come out.
Right.
Pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lord, as we gather this evening, the important business for the people of the village of Owego, grant us wisdom, compassion, and understanding. Amen. All right, first thing is public comment.
Yeah, I'm Joseph Vera. I'm here to check something with OHPC or however OHPC exists today. I want to put some new windows in a building on 3334 Lake Street, and I wanted to run some ideas past whoever is interested. Okay, so let me show you what I got. I've got some photos on my phone. We should have an application. Who wants to see this?
What's the address again?
32-34. There you go. It's the building. It's a car shop. It is. Yep. It's look at the office.
since we got the committee,
Yeah,
and they're gonna be on Wednesday, the 12th.
next Wednesday, yes.
I know they didn't want to
Right.
discuss applications, but,
Yes.
the new committee.
The first meeting is actually September 12th.
Is that right?
Right here.
Okay, I'm trying to get rolling, but let me kind of explain what I'm doing. So on the, that's the front building, this is the back. Okay, and you can see the old,
Yep.
that's an old, they made that window smaller, and then they put in in the 1940s, they put a metal gate in it, up and shut. And it's leaking. So I want to pull those, there's two of them, I want to pull those windows out and replace them with something. Good? What's the snow control? Alright. So, just have a, so there's a contract to grab. Basically, double hung vinyl. He was ordering to basically look like this without the grids. And I just wanted some comment on that. I could get them with grids or, vinyl's okay.
And it's for the back of the building,
Back
or
of
the
the
front, or both?
Back.
Back.
Yeah, two windows in the back. Yeah, and they're downsized windows from what's originally in the building because they did this, that figure before you, so this is that.
Okay,
They put these iron windows, these metal windows, which are
right. So did they break in when they put the downstairs
So,
windows? or-
so, yeah, they break, yeah, you can see it from,
I couldn't tell.
see it from this, yeah, sorry. You can see from here. That's, see it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see, they break in a giant window, and they put this little one there.
Yeah.
So basically what I want to do is remove that small one, and put a new small window in there. That's what I want to do. And I have two of them. One of them is right in the other one, should mill a hole in that one.
What's that?
I'm just trying to perhaps save them a waste of time respectfully.
Yeah,
We really can't do anything until after the next Wednesday meeting, correct?
I think that's right. I mean, so we have the new OHPAC
Yeah.
in place. It is our intention to have a new OHPC commission law in place, within the next maybe 6 weeks, if we could do it that quickly, 4 weeks. But I just don't see how we can, when we've got the board staff, the committee staff, I just don't see how we can step in, yeah.
Okay, so how much time am I looking at?
So the local law that we've got right now says within 10 days of you submitting the application, I think you said that happened last week, the code enforcement officer is going to make an initial determination if it's an A or a B review process. If it's the minor one, then the code enforcement officer would just do it. If it's the larger one, then he would refer it to the advisory committee. The advisory committee then has 30 days from receiving the application from the code enforcement officer to meet and make a decision on your application. That would be an advisory decision that will then get forwarded to the village board. So you're looking anywhere between fastest, their next meeting's on the 12th, maybe the second meeting, maybe this village board's meeting on the 17th. That'd be the absolute fastest, which I don't know if that's really feasible or not. Otherwise, we're talking about October, September. That's how these things work. I mean, any zoning and planning thing, usually it's going to be minimum 30 days for stuff like this.
Okay. If we can speed it up at all, that'd be good. So you want me to come back next month?
Why don't we try to get, I know that that's their initial meeting,
Right.
but I think if it's an application, maybe, do we have any other applications?
I'll have to check, I'm not sure. We should check
Maybe we can ask them, the OHPAC, to review any applications that are far enough along the process to get that, to get any of those started.
yeah.
No, the only other one I know of is on Valley House. So
Right.
there may be another one, I'm not sure.
Okay. Has the code enforcement officer been out to belly house or not? Is it a complete application?
Yeah, it was a complete application. And, I don't know if there's any other, I'll check tomorrow.
So we appreciate you. Yes, just ask that you bear with us. 8 days, I think, before we can get started with the process.
That'd be great. I mean, so it sounds like you're trying to get it pushed in that meeting.
No, he's great.
Yeah, if you can. That's all. All right. And I'll stop back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, Mayor said he was gonna be here.
yeah. It's a crazy night out here. Public comment, still on that. Anybody?
We do it now for the fair board stuff, or you want to wait for another time?
You and Bill talking the same thing?
Yep.
If that's okay with you?
Yeah, is this your?
Yeah, so, yes.
Okay.
So myself, Eric Johnson, Bill Carey,
Charlie
Charlie Truman. We're all part of the County Fair Board, Ag Society. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to the village for your support. Jeff really helped us get out of a jam this year. We got in trouble with some rain. He helped us out with some millings. You didn't get under the bus too far there, Jeff, but thank you. The village, this village board and this village has supported the Tioga County Fair over the last 4 or 5 years. As everybody knows, it was
On the way out.
on the way out within 30 days of folding, never to come back ever again.
I think there were 68 cents in the bank.
Yeah. So
And we had record crowd this year for the modern day fair board.
yeah, so we've done a lot to it. We've invested a lot into the fair. Charlie can stretch out on that, what we spent on our barns down there. But what we're looking at doing, we're looking at doing some expansion down the road. Let me, excuse me here just a little bit. I don't have many copies, so you each can have one to share at each table here. We'd like to take to bring our fair up to the standards of other fairgrounds. We'd like to take that center, the bandstand, and the announcer stand, which the Tioga County Fair Board did pay for and install, and remove those and take a center section in there approximately 100 feet by 100 feet. So we can start having rodeos and do larger things like that. We're trying to keep that track, which was established in 1800 whatever. We're really tearing it up with the demolition derby out there. So our initial, we're here to get a feeler from the village board as to being able to do that. We also have intention of investing into more bleachers on the infield around this section and a new announcer stand. That'll all be at our expense, is to do that. We think that'll add to the village. If I believe there's a church group that meets down there once a year, they use our bandstand. This would be a perfect opportunity for them to use that. Now they can have do their prayer session in the middle, and they can have the bleachers around. We're thinking 8 to 10 row bleachers on the infield. That also allows us to be able to get people across the track to the infield. It makes it a little more user-friendly for us this year. And I think ultimately, if you look on there, I laid out what the lengths of the open top bleachers are. Those are in desperate need of replacement. They are in bad shape. They're a liability coming down the road.
For both of us.
For all of us, absolutely, for all of us. So would like to see, as you guys move forward with this grant process, maybe look at replacing those. And actually our thought was that 20 by 64 section that's on the far right, just to do away with that altogether. And that could be a concession area that we could set up inside there during the fair week. So we're kind of looking for your support on doing this. I don't know what we need to do, whether we have to have a memorandum of agreement that we're going to do this.
Let me jump in, so thanks, Eric. So Bill next to him spoke to me about this in detail. So where I said today, I'm in full support, because you've already discussed it with Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all in on this, but I don't want to speak to the entire board of the community and certainly the attorney club. Because Jeff knows, I don't know what has to be done. I don't know if they have that permit, because by the way, they're doing all this on their own effort.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, yeah, all the track is extension, the new bleachers on the infield, the announcements tower, we're gonna cover all that with a New York State grant. So basically,
You're looking at about 150,000.
okay,
So we're
so
putting into this thing.
we're basically ripping down junk that was built years ago that's outdated and it really just needs to go as an eyesore. The way the deed's written, they get Marvin Park, all of Marvin Park, for 2 weeks out of the year for the fair. They have 200 or 365 days a year use of the track. So, I mean, it all kind of ties in on with the track, even though we own the property.
I think if they're investing money in it, we ought to be behind whatever we can do to make it happen.
You know, and of course, I came home on a Sunday night to, hey, did you hear the village is gonna use some of that grant money is earmarked for the fairgrounds. So I don't know what you guys have earmarked it for, well, we all know the press isn't real accurate. So, I don't know whether it was an inaccuracy or it's actually factual, but I mean, the bleachers on the west side of the track down low, I mean, the grandstand seems to be structurally solid. I mean, I know we had Itchy in there checking it a couple of years ago just to take a look at it.
The state inspects
The state inspects them.
those bleachers every year, and every year we have to do something to them to fix them. They're just
Sure, fire extinguishers and whatnot, they make us put fire extinguishers out Fair Week and whatnot, but, I mean, the bleachers down low are really a hazard, and I mean, so if you did really truly, if that is a fact that you have money earmarked for that, that aluminum bleachers there would really, I mean, maybe we can get a better deal, the more we buy, the better deal we can get, you know, and it would all around just improve the look of it down there.
Just for the bleachers on one side, estimate is around 90,000. To put aluminums in there. You know, it's too bad the school decided to take theirs to Weissman, but we can't change that. But,
Thank you, FEMA. So, it is
So
FEMA's
what
role.
are you looking for, a match or?
Well, not necessarily. Our thought was we only have so much funding we're able to get every year. And we're not for profit, obviously, the Tioga County Agricultural Society. And so what we're looking for is we're going to take care of the complete track redo as far as making a new arena so we can do rodeos and other public events and as well as demo derby. Now we're saving the wear and tear on the horse track that, well, last year Eric and I did it ourselves. This year he did it all by himself, and you're probably 50 hours of work to get that horse track up to Sire Stakes standards for one day of racing a year. However, it's gone on since like 1910 or something, so why would we want to give that up as a community? We're the second oldest fair in New York State. So this would allow us, the funding we have would allow us to do the new track cutout, do the concrete wall that would protect people from whatever event's in there if it's dangerous, and then bleachers and the announcements tower. However, I don't think we're going to have funding to do the bleachers on the west end of the track. Do you agree with what I'm saying?
unless the state comes back for a 5th round, we're in trouble there.
If the state comes back,
But eventually,
Has the bleachers yet?
Those sets are the ones that we would like to see the village, if they come up with funds out of their $10 million to replace those.
and we would do everything else
On the opposite side.
which if you took a look at, if you don't replace them, you probably got to do away with them.
Yeah,
Because you've got a death wish going there, guys.
So, not to single all of you out, because I'm so thrilled that you guys came tonight, and I'm not gonna buy you a drink afterwards.
We'll buy our own.
But seriously, so if you can get us some type of scope, statement of work to help me, Nathan, some type of understanding what it's gonna be. I think everybody's in support of it, because it's awesome you guys are gonna do this. I think we just need a statement of work, if you will. And if you can feed that into Jeff and some type of understanding of what you're gonna do, hey, I think we're all in here.
Yeah, because this is kind of a fact-finding hearing for both of us, I think.
Yep,
So,
yep.
I mean, if you guys, what you hear you like, we'll go to the next step and we'll get some drawings done and the art. I mean, he's a good artist, But, you know, we'll get some actual drawings done by an architect, and that way you can see what it's gonna look like, and we'll get cost analysis done for our side of it. And I mean, if you want to see him go as far as to do cost analysis of what this section of bleachers on this bottom side of the grandstand costs for you guys, we can do that. I mean, the ball's kind of in your field now there.
And the process for the DRI is a steering committee works with the state to identify projects and vet them and see how they fit into that. And Whitney can speak to that further because she's obviously not going to have a good involvement. You know, so the more information that you have ready for us to promote, the better off your project will be in terms of getting a piece of that.
Okay. Okay.
What's your timeline, do you think, for actually like, you know, boots on the ground?
Our fair is next year, the same time it was this year, and that's going to be done. Yes, it's one day later, but.
So we've got some, obviously we got a long time.
Well,
but,
yeah, a lot of this, you know, as far as the removal stuff, which that's nothing that's costed the village whatsoever. Really, that wouldn't be bad to kick that in yet this fall.
Yeah, I'd like to see some of the
I'd like to
demolition
see
done
that.
this year.
And I guess, what kind of paperwork do we need to do that to the land that the village owns?
Right, so.
Yeah, what do we have to do to tear our stuff down off your property?
Yeah, but so I guess, I think what we can do is, I don't necessarily think this is the time for the full-blown conversation
Sure.
to have, but it sounds like the board is in general agreement that this sounds like a really good plan. I think maybe we next set up a meeting some other time soon to have that discussion with maybe me, you, Jeff, maybe the mayor or whoever else from the board wants to talk about it. And we figured all those things out.
You know, somebody said something, I'll end it with this, and I thought it was kind of hokey the first time I ever heard it, but I actually gave it some thought, and it's 100% accurate, and that is, the fair, for a lot of people, is their vacation, their summer home, you know. A lot of people don't go on vacation, they look forward to that fair every year, and so, you know, we've honestly, as a board, tried to, over the last 5 years, tried to, every year, make it nicer for the people, and that it got to the point where this year we were able to offer all-inclusive admission for $10. That's unlimited rides, grandstand, see everything. You pay to eat and drink. That's it. Play games if you want to play games, but you know. So I mean, it has come along a long way, and the attendance obviously has risen with it. So I think it's important for everyone on both sides to take that into consideration. We're trying to make it nice for people that actually that's their vacation.
Come to Owego.
That's why they come to Owego. You know?
We had people come from as far away as, we had one family here from New York City. They were actually driving by, saw the sign on the highway, drove in. They going from Canada to New York. We had a family from Troy, Pennsylvania, a bunch from Chemung County, and a Canadian family came in, and one couple came down from Norwich Friday night. They caught me out front. They're like, "How do you get into this damn thing?" I'm like, "Come on, I'll give you a ride." So we were able to reach out to a lot of the masses this year, and we did.
We're
pull
learning
off.
as we go.
Yeah. I mean, for instance, Friday night, the amount of people we got through the gate, I don't think last year we saw them total. Is that correct, probably, roughly?
Yeah,
so in one day, we're pretty close to the amount of people we got all of last year. So, I mean, it is definitely improving, and it's gotten out the value. So, I mean, next year, it's a good problem to have, trying to figure out how to funnel everybody into our village for a week. So, just something.
I know I attended the 4-H competition. I think I seen you there. My sister-in-law, she had animals too. And it was amazing. I mean, the upkeep, what the youth do in order to show the animals. I'm a city boy. I've never been involved with it. I do my farming at Price Chopper.
Yes.
But so to keep something like that that's traditional.
Well, and not to mention, touching on that, we are the only fair that I know of, and we talked. Charlie and I talked to the Agricultural Society Convention multiple years anyway, and we're the only fair we know of where those kids come and present their animals and get judged 100% free. Every other fair, they're charged for every class they enter. They're charged to keep camping, electric, keep their animals here. I mean, we've finally gotten to the point where we're finally going to give them a minimum charge to camp and use, just because of the $7,000 electric bill for 1 week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but we offer that 100% free to those kids. And it's not just kids from our community, they come in from other communities to participate. So it is a nice thing, you're right, it's a nice program.
It's a Tioga County fair, it's not a week.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you for your time.
All right, anybody else?
Patty O'Connell, lifelong resident of Owego. I live at 132 Southside Drive. And I'm here, it's funny you mentioned the fair because the fair was the week of the last flash flooding we had. And when I mentioned I'm a lifelong resident, the property next to me, which is a VOO Gardens, is a wetland my father used to take me on hikes in. You could walk out that field, next thing you know, you're up to your knees in muck and mire because of that property. Since the VOO Gardens has been built, when we've had flash flooding, the water comes down off the hill, roars across 434, as you know, and comes east, washing out the lane next to my house, washing out my driveway, affecting neighbors to the east of us. And when I came to the village, I didn't come to the board meeting, I spoke last year with the secretary, who told me she had no idea what Weber Lane was. But Weber Lane is the lane next to my house that the village paved and plows and salts every winter. The base of it now has, maybe a foot wide washout of the blacktop that the village so nicely put there. How do we get this taken care of? And now I hear there's going to be another building, more buildings on the wetland. I don't understand how engineers think these days. You can't control the water. And it seems to have gotten worse, and I don't know how it's going to get better with another building up there. And I didn't know if the village had anything to offer or to say or to help. But I'm here to ask for help and see if these things can be taken care of. When I did come for help, no one seems to be responsible. The village's not responsible, the county's not responsible. The state did come and they dug out our ditches, but not to the west of us. So that water is still going to come down, plug the drain, come across the lane and come across my driveway and onto the neighbor's east. So I'm here to ask for help.
The only thing I can tell you at this point is, I called the IDA, who owns the property that's going to be, all the ditches that run down to 434 are owned by VOO Gardens or wherever the heck. The drainage system that runs in front of the houses that she's talking about belongs to the DOT. I know the IDA has talked to, and I can't remember the name of the company that VOO Gardens. Right. So it's really, I mean, you can't discharge your stormwater onto another piece of property. So they need to fix it, whatever their problem is. Our part is they did a SWIP, which was approved by the DEC, and the DEC is the one that regulated what they did. So I have not talked to the DEC yet, but I plan on doing that also. And that's, I mean, short of going up there and ripping the snot out of everything with a dozer, which I can't do because it's private property, but I'm doing my best to get them to address their problems.
I did go at one point, because last year when it flash flooded during the summer, last year I worked in Cooperstown in the summer, so I'm driving back and forth. I came home and there was 4 feet of water across both my lane and the driveway, you know, turn around, go around, I said, the heck with this, I had a high-rise vehicle, I drove past it. But it could have not been there. The more I think about it, it could have not been there.
Yeah, I mean, the approach to Weber, we can take care of it. I mean, if we have another big deluge, it'll just carried away, but we can take care
Well,
of that.
that's what I'm ready to get out of the ditch and we're gonna dig up those stones and put it in our driveway because it's full of holes now. I went to see the manager when the trailer was still there before the place opened. And they put in their drain, we scooped out half of the root ball of the old cherry trees, the old wild cherry trees that are there. And I looked at when you take the root ball out of the tree, it's gonna fall towards where the root ball's gone, and that's my house. Now, it hasn't happened yet, thank goodness, but I had debris, I get constant debris, and the guy said, oh, yeah, we'll be over, we'll take that down. He looked at it and said, oh, yeah, we gotta take that down. So, yeah, I understand. But I don't know how, unless the DEC can get to these people. They need to own up and take responsibility.
Well, there was a workshop back on the 25th of August where we were talking about the Rico Gardens too. And your neighbor on the other side came and talked about all the drainage problems. And so the hydraulics engineer is aware of what's going on, and he's told us that with the plans, he'll be coming back to us with, he'll try to address these issues. I don't know how you made out talking to that homeowner.
I returned Mr. O'Connell's phone call, and I told him I was waiting for Jeff to get back. I also called the other person. So Jeff's got more knowledge of this than the other half. I mean, part of the one is get boots traps on and what happens, take it out.
It's a massive problem on both sides, not only the other side is a problem also.
And I just don't see how it's gonna get better when you have another set of apartments up there. It's just gonna be even worse, so
I also live on the south side. I was not here for the last meeting, but Kurt, I think, read a letter that I had written. I had never had any problems with flooding during both floods. Since these last two incidents, since the Legal Garden's been there, I've had water over my driveway, down the front of my lawn. I also have, there is a ditch that runs parallel to 434 up behind. I don't know quite who owns it, but it's supposed to collect the water from way up on the hill and divert it into the woods. The previous owner had put pipes so graciously down perpendicular, so all the water that runs off, maybe from the wetlands, is supposed to hit this ditch that is overgrown now. And now all this water is running into their property, my property, and every time we get rain, we get flooded. We've gotten flooded with these last two incidents from the Legal Gardens. I contacted the village. The village told me to call the Legal Gardens and that somebody from the village would be getting back to me. I have yet to get a call. I talked to, I think her name is Jody Douglas. She's from the Legal Gardens, I believe, and she told me, or a Julie, she told me that she had contacted the people that own this place in Rochester and that it's the village's problem. So then I called the village back and I told them what she had said. When they put this whole thing in, there were supposed to be ponds there, they were supposed to be upkeeping the front of their property. Go on their website and look to see the problems that they have there. The fire alarm is going off constantly, which I believe, I talked to Eric, and he said that the firemen have to constantly be going there, and that's our tax dollars hard at work. We've had problems with bears, with the garbage problems there. If you read the tenants things, they're saying mice and rats.
Looks nice. Looks nice.
So there's been a lot of promises, and I personally, I don't know, I think of another, you're talking about another building going up there plus 6 more buildings, is my assumption, with 4 units of condos in them. Townhouses. Where's all this traffic going? How are you gonna get it up and back?
Their
Yes.
plan is to extend the road that goes to Rego Gardens 1.
One lane,
Pardon me?
one lane up there?
No. It'd be a minor street, so it's gotta be a minimum of let's see. It's gotta be 24 foot wide plus 4 feet of shoulder on each side.
Does that include ditches and runoff and sidewalks?
It doesn't include sidewalks. They'll have to put in some sort of drainage system.
And I'm here in regard to item 9, the agenda, the motion for the zoning of the Southside Drive.
hear you.
My name is Jerry Houserick. I live at 110 Montrose Avenue, I've had for 40 years. We've had a lot of water problems over the years. And just the other day, I found out that this company, we're gonna sell off the wood lot and rezone that and add some more housing on the side of the hill. You got to stop and think about the people that lived here before us. All those fields were clear cut at one time, and they're all full of stone ditches. The farmers put and made ditches, and the stone was in the sod, you know. Water runs slower in those, eventually they come out to grade somewhere. When you go in with massive equipment and do that much infrastructure, changing the level of the dirt, you're disrupting all the natural drainage that was in that land. And when you start making water run faster, now you're just going to pass it on to 434. That's going to get passed down to 86. And then it's going to go across 86 and hit the river that's all too full. There's not enough sluices to carry that much water to the river fast enough. You got to build catch pond. You got to have somebody said engineers. I don't know what they're thinking. You better have somebody on site in some real